right, so right now we are going through and we're working on our memoir genre. And this week we're going to be starting our next story that fits under this genre. And our story is called Author, A True Story. So we'll be listening to this week. Some of you may have heard this story before, I know. But it is a really good story, and we know that with really good stories that it's always fun to reread them. So let's talk about what we're going to do today then with this story. So in our objectives today when we are first starting off, we're going to make our connections today to our key vocabulary words. Now let's think for a minute about what does it mean to make a connection. Well, when we're making connections, we're talking about what do we know about that word. So we're going to be thinking about our thinking and how we can use our experience and maybe other places that we have heard these words to help us to understand them even more. So when we make connections, we are thinking about the words, thinking about our own thinking. Now, how are we going to do this today? Well, today we're going to discuss the vocabulary words with a partner, and after that, we're going to record our ideas. So we have two actions today. We're going to discuss, so talk, and our other action is to record or to write. So before we start that though, let's make sure we all understand what our job is. So today we're going to make connections, so think about vocabulary words, and we're going to discuss, talk, and record or write those words. With someone next to you, what are you going to do today? How are you going to do it? Okay, 3, 2, 1. All right, so let's go ahead. Let's share out. What are we going to work on today, Shyla?
Making connections to key vocabulary words.
How are we going to do it today? Tia?
We're going to discuss vocabulary words with a partner and record ideas.
Exactly. So we're thinking about those words today, building our background today, and then we're going to discuss and we're going to write about them. Today, we are going to do an activity that's called the Thumb Challenge. Thumb, that's right.
I have one.
So you're going to have a strip that looks like this. You're going to notice, when you get it, you're going to have 2 sets of Post-its on there. One is going to be for you, one's going to be for your partner. I'm going to take these off for right now. On your strip, the new vocabulary words that we're going to be looking at this week are written on both sides. One side is for you, the other side is for your partner. So the words we're going to be looking at today are the words frustrated, imagination, rejection, publisher, acceptance, and autographing. Now, when you get with your partner, you're going to be facing each other. Ms. Shalaki, you want to help me out? So if Ms. Shalaki and I are partners, so she'll have her Post-its, I'll have mine. And we're going to both hold the paper. Now, the thumb challenge, why it's called that, is we're both going to have our thumb on the vocabulary word that we're going to be discussing. Remember, we said today we're discussing about those vocabulary words first. So our first word is frustrated. So both of our thumbs are on frustrated. So we're both going to share what we know about this word already. Right now, frustrated to me means when you don't quite understand something or you have a hard time figuring out.
Right. So when I feel frustrated, it's usually when I'm doing something and I don't understand it. So like I have trouble with math sometimes. If there's a problem I'm stuck on, I get frustrated.
Okay. So now we've both shared. we've both discussed. Now our next step is to record. So now we'll both take our Post-its and we're going to write down on that Post-it what we know about frustrated now. So we'll both write, we could write what I could share what I did, or I could even think about what Ms. Shalaki said, because maybe that makes me understand the word even better. So we're both going to write what we know about frustrated now after that conversation. Now we're both going to put that over frustrated. We're done with that word. Then we're going to move on to our next word. And thumb challenge again. So our thumb goes on imagination. And then we will share again what we know about imagination. Questions so far?
Yes, how many sticky notes do you get?
You get 6 because you have 6 words to talk about. Okay. All right. So let's go ahead then and let's make sure that we all understand what we're going to do today. So our first thing then is when we get with our partner, our first job is to what?
Discuss.
Discuss.
What? Okay.
After you discuss, what's our next job?
Record.
Jonathan?
Record.
Record. And then at the end, we will come back and
Share.
share. Good. Okay, turn and tell someone next to you real quick, what are the things that you're going to do today? Okay, 3, 2, 1. When you go get with your partner, Giovanni, what are you going to do today?
Discuss words with partner, record thoughts, and share.
Good. What are you going to do today, Alejandro, when you get with your partner?
Discuss words with your partner, record thoughts, share.
All right. Jennifer, what are you going to do today?
Describe words with partner, record a thought, and share.
All right. Good. So here comes our partners then. When you get your sentence strip, then you may go start your jobs. So let's go ahead. Eileen and Marion. Alejandra and Ivan. Shyla and Olivia. Jennifer and Talia. Johnny and Jonathan. JJ. Jaden and Chase. Elizabeth and Giovanni, my group of 3, and then Jay and Albert.
I got them in deal.
So, 1, 2 of you will stay on one side, and the other person will be on the other side since you're my group of 3. Okay? But you'll all share with me.
We'll start with frustrated. Frustrated means you're mad and upset because you can't do something. Yeah, you get mad at status and you can't figure out who you can share it.
Well, let's think, what is this called again?
Get something wrong and the teacher says it's not real. Sometimes I imagine when I'm sleeping, I imagine sometimes like something might be cool that I always wanted to do. Like something that never happened in the world. And you have your own land inside of your mind. Yeah, like you're something but it's not real.
As you're going through and talking with your partner, if you come to a word, for example, can I borrow yours for a second, that you're not quite sure of, like say I come to rejection with my partner, and maybe I'm not sure about it, don't forget to take off some of those suffixes, like the ION, and look at your base word, reject. Think about, does that help you when you're thinking about that word too?
It's fake. I think it's not accepted. Okay, you want it to be real, but it's fake.
Oh, very good. So that adds on to Jonathan's, doesn't it? He gave an example, you gave a definition.
So are you guys going through the challenge? You're here, but you said you're over here, so are you talking about your words? You've never heard it before? Okay, so you need to remember and you need to talk about them before you write anything.
Rejection is like when you ask somebody a question and they tell you like, you know, you just get like rejected.
Yeah. Before you write anything. ever seen anyone like especially there's something advanced, you know,
Except
what do you know about
imagination?
What do you know about imagination? What color is it usually?
red.
What if we do
Something that you're focusing on.
that?
Okay.
Now